Okay, I think we're live. Hello, everybody. This is, let me check the name, Kingdom of Apples. The time marches on. And I forgot to ask my friends where do we are going to set the scene. Mailroom? Mailroom is okay for everybody?
I mean, most people seem to be having trauma in the mailroom, but Misha's fine with it.
I don't know anything about trauma, but there is a very nice chimerical paper shredder.
Yes, knocker, right?
Yes,
Apparently
knocker grade.
so, yes.
So I'm going to say normally William comes very early to the open, like to this work. He likes to spend his time hoping he will spend time with people who wants to speak to him. But for a month, there was not a lot of people who wanted to speak with him, and people usually utterly rejects talking to him.
Which is where Misha comes in, apparently.
Yeah, it seems that that was the case to him as well, and he was quite sad actually. But he then had a talk with radio. I don't know if Lily, if you've seen, now we have a radio that only plays 1920 American songs.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, time to turn it off.
Yeah. That's exactly what.
No, Amber just learned how to dance swing. Easy.
I don't know why you all are dissing ragtime like this.
Yeah, no, that's excellent. I have no problem with this.
No, I'm not. It's just that Misha is not into that whatsoever. So
William never listened to those songs. He didn't knew. So he's like, I was not sure this existed. So he was like, this is weird. I don't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't have any idea why like they're being so sexist sometimes.
That is true.
So like he's like, this is strange. So like he usually arrives early, and today he's also early, but he also like brought everybody like I kind of want to have a meeting if it's possible. That sentence does not end with a question mark. It ends with a dot when it's text. It does not end with this question mark.
I don't know. It seems like we're going to have to put that decision to the council. There's going to need to be a vote, and if there's a 3/4 majority, then it can move on, to executive approval, and then we can have a meeting, assuming it doesn't get vetoed.
William calls Amber immediately after taking the message.
Yes.
But that was hot. Just saying.
It's about me talking about democratic government that just is a turn on for you. I mean, it makes sense. Not like if I think about it, but like.
I told you before it was hot when you also become a councilwoman. So this was also hot. Just saying.
I'm a democracy kink. I get it.
Yes, probably. Vote for me.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm closing the phone. See you later. See you later. See you at the office.
See you there.
Closes the phone. And he waits.
Yeah, I show up.
He waves. Misha will probably try to sneak. I don't know where Hole is.
She doesn't necessarily sneak. She does a lot of it though because it's fun.
That's what William said to Amber. But Misha will sneak. Misha will sneak. I don't know where Hole is.
Well, I mean, if from what I know, Hall is currently kind of living in the mailroom as a dull thump from the mailroom is heard as another letter explodes.
Oh, it seems he's in the mailroom.
Found him.
Yeah, found him. And he yells, Hall!
Yep, Hall will come out brushing soot off of his jacket. What?
I want to have a meeting.
And the sky is blue. That's...
Itu ne? Brutu?
It's
so
Brute.
Thank you. See, like when someone speaks them, I can only speak English, guys.
Well, that was like I was gonna say that's like Latin. At least that's how English Americans say that. Say that Latin stuff.
Yeah.
Et tu, Brute.
Et tu, Brute. Is it Brute?
Yeah.
Hall will quickly take a seat. This time, actually sitting in one, and not just holding it.
want to say it in Greek, it's Kaisu Technon, but that's a whole other thing.
Okay, Mr. Bigger.
God, I love that man.
William calls Misha. It's like, Misha.
Well, you're probably waiting for her to answer the phone.
Yes.
But that doesn't happen. However, you hear a phone ringing down the hall.
He closes the phone and he waits.
As usual, the bunny makes the bunny makes her way in first. Followed like a minute later by Misha.
He coughs and runs his nose, and he coughs again and says, I heard you guys got news.
Yes, you're pregnant.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's news.
I didn't know. I
Well,
told
it's
you,
good.
Amber, we should use protection. I don't know.
It's
I thought you were the one that wanted kids.
I'm just sad that the Wilbur will be jealous now.
It'll be good for him. It builds character or something.
He shakes his head.
just a reminder that I'm not babysitting.
That job is for, Bill's freedom.
Bill would make an excellent babysitter. He might break
really
the baby.
would.
He might break the baby, but it would be accidental.
I'm not. How about we skip the baby breaking and talk about more good things? Any good
Yeah.
news?
Good news.
I'm
Good.
so
Forget I
confused.
asked.
Oh, we're all being strung up in kangaroo court. That's good news.
I
Huh?
prefer seal court, actually. Thank you.
Oh, come on! It's being presented by a puka. It might as well be an actual kangaroo court.
Court what? Are
Well,
we
I mean-
like called by Queen?
No, just by our immediate overlords.
I don't know what's going on, but like I think Sam told me that like he got a thing from Leon. Then
Yes, then maybe it's a lion court.
then focus, please, Misha. And he was like trying to say that you guys went near Leon without telling him what you guys were going to do with Leon.
Are you saying you don't trust us?
No, I'm trying to understand what did you guys do and what is going on.
Oh,
Well,
we killed
I
them and
mean-
started a revolution.
I mean, that would make you happy, right?
It was a birthday gift.
Misha will move over and sort of flop down next to wherever Paul landed at.
Paul is just kind of sprawled out on the largest sitting object, so
Well, then
it's
she'll
very
sit-
easily done.
That's okay. She's going to sit on the arm of his chair.
Perhaps, though, at least I don't think that our wonderful green friend here is looking for a straight answer, and he will look up at Misha, the only one here who can provide one.
And how unfortunate that is for William, really. Are you expecting me to play translator again, Hall?
No.
You were just about to tell me how beautiful I am, aren't you?
So about this letter.
No, she'll just like that letter wasn't one of the ones that exploded, was it? OOC? That one was
No.
a normal one, right?
All the exploding ones are from Unseelie Buka.
Okay, she'll just hand it over to him. It was never a secret. It was addressed to all of them, really. So she'll just hand him a letter that's from Leon.
Mm-hmm.
You just were occupied at the time that
No, I know. I was
you were doing
occupied.
stuff. Yeah, it's terrible the way people seem to go from me to you. Anyway, basically, if you're gonna glance over it, and you guys remind me if I'm remembering wrong. It's an invitation, a quote invitation, to Leo from Leon to basically like a community meeting type thing that all of the leaders of everyone within the county is they're all invited to be there to and there's going to be a time where people get to ask questions of the leaders and all of those people who are nobles get to opt out of the question answering session. But those who are from the democratic areas are not allowed to opt out. Basically just giving people the chance to have their say is what it looks like. But yeah, it also looks like a trap. So that's what you see if you glance over the letter.
William just checks it, and then he says, "How did the session with Leon went then?"
I mean, it was hot.
We didn't steal one of his chairs.
It's true. We didn't. No, he just made it clear that at least point he wanted us to see was that it benefited him as well for us to come off looking good.
That's dumb, but okay.
It's actually not, since he's kind of hasn't drummed us out of the place.
Well, he would have had a rebellion in his hand if he did.
Yes. But he also could have gotten backing from the queen or somebody to help with that. I'm not saying that I love the guy, but the fact that he didn't fight it, didn't make any issues whatsoever, is something.
He actually didn't fight it because the old countess allowed us to be this way. It was before him, that he was allowed to exist. So it wasn't up to him. He could have forced the issue, but then he would have had a problem. He knew this, so he can act all he wants about how he allows this to happen, but it was already allowed.
Okay,
Don't
still
let him control the narrative.
No, he's not controlling the narrative. It's just a case of when a new guy comes in, he's allowed to make changes, and that includes outing the current leadership if he feels that there's a reason for that. He is still the count.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is he was not powerful enough to do that when he first arrived. Because at the time we had Sebastian, Staten Island, and us. Queens was in disarray, and only people he had was Bronx. At the time, Sebastian was our buddy. He was sporting this place. So, what I'm trying to say is, of course he will say that us being good will make him look good, because then he will look like he can control us. But this place, the thing that we build all together here,
listen. I'm pretty sure he knows he can't control us. He knows that we're not really controllable. Let's be honest. Look at us.
Mm-hmm.
We're not controllable. He knows that.
Hence why he did not a little bit threaten that usurpers might not come in and try to take our places.
Let them. I receive hate mails and threats literally every day. People say "Oh, I will. You did this. Fuck you." Blah blah blah. They will just talk.
I'm grateful they send that stuff to you.
Yeah, they're I can show you guys. They're sending death threats all day. I think I have received 2 death threats for a month now. Pardon. Each day I receive 2 death threats, at least. One of them is from a cousin of Sebastian. Not Sebastian, sorry. Remember what was the name of that night I beat?
Sir, what's his name that we're not going to go into
Christian. Sir Christian. No one remembers him, so yeah.
Sir, what's it? Who was kind of stupid? Yeah, him.
Sir,
Got
not
it.
appearing in this film.
Yeah. Okay. So I am reading this, and probably you guys will already talk about a plan because I was not here at that time. Can I learn those as well, just to make sure I know?
I feel that somebody else should speak up for a while. Just my ability to turn on and off my puka-ness. You guys got to learn to deal with your own handicaps over there. She kind of just waves towards the two puka.
Oh, I can tell you about the plan. So in exchange for some favors that I won't go into for Leon, he agreed that we could have questions could be submitted beforehand. That way, we could have time to like look over them and like they could be curated in some way so that the most like pressing ones, the most popular ones could be answered first in some kind of order. That way we're not just answering a bunch of like random questions that are uh, repeats of things that we've already started working on.
Mhm.
We would present on, again, what we're already started to work on, then questions will be answered in whatever, like, here's a really popular one. We can answer a bunch of that, first. Here's a less, kind of going down list of priorities. And then at the end, there's sort of a more open Q&A. But then also there's going to be boxes for all the other counties as well, whatever, if they end up actually, doing anything with those questions is another thing. But at least it's there to give the people the illusion that the other counties are listening to their concerns and their questions.
Why you're helping the other baronies? Out of curiosity.
I see that. I was not really understanding. I mean, I get. I don't know. You're gonna have to explain your point of view, Amber. But I was just kind of like, well, let them look stupid if they're not willing to answer questions where we are.
There's already so much of a division. Would you all deepen it? Create more conflict?
I mean, I
Create
feel
more
like
resentment?
okay, well, the thing is, they're the ones creating the conflict, not us.
Exactly.
We are the ones that will have to deal with it. We are the ones that are most vulnerable. We are the ones that will bear the brunt of that conflict.
Historically, that isn't when we work the best.
So
Hmm.
William is like taking notes while he's listening. He then asks, I'm curious to see that they opted out. I understand what Leon is at least trying to do, but I think I can see why the Barons are saying no thanks.
Well, the big thing here is, as he so completely directly let us know, is that this version, as she points to the letter, is kind of the cheat sheet version. Meaning the others don't know who opted in and who opted out. But we know who opted in and who opted out.
William smiles. I think I know why he does it, or why he did it this way.
He wants to see what we're made of.
No, because he needs us. The Sebastian is a dumbass. He will make him look bad, and he will just say dumb shit, and then he will try to overthrow Leon. He already tried to run for a count. Leon can't trust him. The Democratic states, they're not, loyal to him. 3 out of 5. Mariposa, yeah, she will remain loyal. The other Gwydion, he's too busy protecting his own people. He can't do shit other than just protecting his own people right now. So for Leon to look good, we need to be like good. So he favors us in a way to help us, which I'm not saying he's being cheesy. This is just politics. That's fine. And I actually I'm happy that at least he sees that he needs to work with us more than we actually need to work with him. Because that actually means that he understands the power we hold, especially with the new individuals who arrived here. I don't know. Have you guys checked it? We have 400 changelings now in Brooklyn. It used to be 200.
I mean, I would totally go someplace like that if I had the option.
Yeah. William is checking his notes.
But that does mean we also need to keep them
fed.
Well, not just fed. Like, I just mean we need to get a feel for where they're coming from and make sure that nobody is like a criminal on the run from somebody. Because
That's
we
also
can't be
true.
seen as harboring some criminal.
There will
And
be
yes,
criminals.
as Misha sits there talking about it and realizing, knowing perfectly that she herself is a criminal.
No, Hall's gonna look at Misha and just go, aren't you not a fence?
Offense. I mean, I sell things that people give me on commission. What are you talking about?
Commission.
Right. They do it. There's a contract. I can show you. It's all
Mm-hmm.
legal.
Mm-hmm.
So
Are you seriously implying that I go and steal stuff to sell?
He
Because
just turns back to William, and
no, she just looks at him and she's just like, I will have you know that any stealing I do is for personal gain only.
William just checks his paper and says, okay, there's a couple things I would like to offer. And there's the last one that is going to ruffle all of your feathers. That's why I'm going to keep that important or insane one to the last.
Okay, well, first of all, you've got to give us some feathers so they can be ruffled. There's really only
Okay.
one of us that has that advantage.
Misha,
right
can
now.
you be to the point? I need you to be to the point. Thank you. So, I am, again, when I talk right now, I'm not trying to tell how it is, just trying to tell you how I feel. This public questioning, it seems like by Barons, going out, they're not dumb. They will realize that will make him look bad. So they will probably put people inside who will ask questions or create ruckus in there, or they will actually create problems for Brooklyn to make us look bad. So we will not be able to answer questions or look bad. Like Sebastian or the what was the name of that? The markets in the Manhattan selling triple to the people in Brooklyn. I made a little bit of investigation, and basically the knockers who arrive from other cities to here to find more freedom are unable to do anything because they're buying from the Goblin Town, who's raising the price to our city or our place. They're like they raise the price in a way where knockers aren't able to do anything, and I think they talked with you about this, Misha. They are unable to find the trods.
Actually, I'm sure they're quite capable of it. They just
No, they're
don't.
not.
They just
They
don't
are
do it. It's not like they
the
hide it. It's not like trods hide from knockers.
yes, it's not, but they're closed.
Well, we actually have plans on that already. We
No,
have a
I know.
plan.
I know. I found a trod already.
Good. Are you going to be its guardian?
No, it's. He stops, takes a deep breath, then continues. I found a trod for it to be open. I talked with the trod. There's two shops around it. One is a bookstore, and the other is like a radio store, I think. It seems that the creativity in those stores used to keep the trot open. Now the shops are closed. They're not opening anymore.
So it needs creativity to be around its entrance so it can gather glamour to open.
Exactly. Inside, there's a radio, which Amber knows. I talked with the Chimera of radio, and he didn't knew what's going on, but it was a quite friendly guy and also very dangerous.
By closed, do you mean that they are, like, as in, like, they're for sale? Nobody's using it right now? Or
Nobody's using it right now. I think the government is, the government has the stuff on them.
What if
Or-
I were able to try to talk to some of the business owners in the area, some of the some of the Fae, of course, and maybe see if we can gather up enough of us that are willing to put a little money down so we can get a hold of at least one of those places, and then we could rent out areas like studios for painters to work and stuff like that. You can't just paint in your apartment necessarily. You need space to keep your stuff. Things for painters and potters and sculptors and anybody who does any kind of art like that.
All we gotta do is add a cafe to the bookstore and maybe some events.
Well, but it's not open, so that means it doesn't have an owner right now. You can't open without an owner of some sort.
Right,
Yeah,
I'm saying things once we actually get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can totally add a cafe. Anything that will like bring in a little
The
bit of. All we need is enough to keep it going.
if the like I think that the she usually has a lot of ties to the government. If there's a government issue regarding this trod, we can talk to Leon and basically say, like, hey, we need help here.
I'd rather keep it within.
No, I also rather keep it within. If any of you have any connections to the government, that's fine. But there's a lot of things to do. So there were other things I was going to say. So just let's continue on this one. But
Can I just
like,
throw one more
go on,
idea out real quick?
go on.
Well, because we need more information anyways. We need to find out who owns it currently and how it can be gotten a hold of. Whether we can rent it from them even. That's probably a cheaper option. And as you know, I've recently dealt with a lot of this stuff. AKA she has finance one or two, I think. I forget which. And she's like, so we need to try to solve this ourselves. We don't need to get them involved. We just need to figure out. I can do some research and find out who's got what and try to get and figure out how we can get a hold of it. At least one of the stores, maybe not both, but we need to be able to attract in the creators.
We have a lot. Go on. Sorry.
It's, just to advance the point back to something you didn't just say. Lots of she tend to not have their fingers in the pies of local government, and if this area is currently under the sway of said government, it perhaps would not be pertinent to look up to see if the sabotage is not being perpetrated by someone who has ties to said government and is using that to influence gray world politics to close the trod.
That's also against the Ishit, though.
Well,
If we find any
just words,
Ishit just words, but that means if we can find a proof of someone doing that, that's against the Ishit. I think. Let me check the Ishit.
well, allow me to mention that I believe there might be someone else in this room besides me who might be better to find out that kind of information. If it's just trying to figure out who owns what, I mean, I can dig into databases and things on the internet, no biggie.
Mm-hmm.
But finding out if she is involved in some sort of sabotage here, that falls on someone who seems to I don't know, a little bird, perhaps. A little bird seems to know a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I just didn't want to fly off the handle.
Obviously.
I think that these two ideas are really good, along with the Amber's idea of, if you can maybe open a coffee shop there. Like, I have money. I don't have insane amount of money, but I have some money that I can save. I have saved.
It would be nice if this was a community project. If everybody feels like they're involved, including you.
We have so many new people who needs jobs as well, because there are a lot of homeless population, which I know you guys know as well. So that may help us give people jobs as well. Like, this problem can solve a lot of collective problems that we have right now.
And it could bring us all together more, which is what we need.
Exactly. So, are we all settled on this? Like, Misha is going.
I'll do research and I will go talk, and I'll talk to some business owners I know.
Mm-hmm. Paul will check the the little secrets. Okay, so I really apologize, but I just like he raises a paper and says like I have a bunch of notes. So as I said, they will try to make us look bad. They already did this with the markets. So for us to look good, we need to do things in a way where like up until that meeting, I think we need to set things into bit straight. So we need to ask, like, I don't know when this meeting is going to happen, but I'd rather solve our own problems before we enter that meeting.
Or at least be able
And
to offer the solutions we have planned at that meeting.
I think it would be much better if we just solved the problems, because solutions would be just what we were doing for a month. Active solutions will make us look strong, and the second that you say like we have this plan, immediately they're going to ask why you haven't done it before, and us saying what we were planning is just going to make us look bad, and that's what they will try to do.
Because there's also the point of view on that. Like, okay, yeah, I'm not saying we should just stop doing things beforehand. That's dumb. But I'm saying is that if we solve all the problems beforehand, then they'll just come up with even worse things to ask us. Things that we may not have answers for, that we're maybe not prepared for at all. So even if we start it and just and do stuff, that's fine. But we just don't want to look like idiots. We That's what I'm looking at here.
I would like to say that if we solve problems, like at least like two or one problem, we solved and did something. Therefore, we are looking like we can handle things. But if we don't solve any of them, we just look like we have words on our mouths.
Well, we should have it in process then, as compared to actually done.
I completely disagree. I think it should be done. Because if we do those things, we will know the next problems, and we may have even plans for those problems. It will look even better if we just handle some problems and then give my next writing here, which he shows, was we could have Hall investigate the public opinion and the questions that these nobles are going to ask us, the traps that they will try to lead. We can use Soothsay. He has Soothsay. He can see, what is going to happen. What are the plots regarding this meeting? What are the schemes that is going on through Sebastian? Because I don't think Mariposa nor the Baron in the Bronx has time to create a plot against us, except Sebastian. So I think the only people who would create a plot about this is Sebastian. And lastly, I would say we should study as a group to answer the questions that is going to be asked, because I know I can't keep my shit together sometimes, but Amber and Hole will have hard time answering the questions. And Misha, look, this is not me coming on to you, but I talked with the guy, the knocker, and you shouldn't have talked to him about food or yelled at him.
I didn't yell at him. He was yelling at me. He was the one with the language issues, not me.
He's a knocker. I'm
an angel. But the food, he should not be insulting our food. What's wrong with that man? Alicia just kind of flashes a terrible little grin.
William doesn't grin, but he doesn't say anything.
I know. I figured that's what he'd do. But either way, she was like, look, when he left, he was not happy with me. That's fine. He doesn't have to be. But that doesn't mean I didn't get his point that we needed trods, which is why we already have a plan in place to try to find to sort that out.
He nods.
We just haven't gotten around to quite posting all that stuff yet, but we really need to firm up the details and get it all started, right?
I would like to know what Amber and Hole thinks about us finishing at these couple problems when we've entered a meeting.
It's a nice goal, but realistically,
I don't think we could have at least one problem completed. Maybe not two. Thinking of doing all of them
Not all of
might
them.
not be a bit of wishful thinking, especially. And Halls going to kind of motion around, to the mail room that's overflowing with mail, to the rooms that have up until recently been full of people coming and going. The inefficiency.
Then I would like to state or offer this. Until the meeting, we can focus on the Trod. And because while we're opening Trod, we're creating jobs and trying to find homes to people. And we're also trying to find if someone is actually trying to close the Trod by breaking his sheet. All three. I think these are manageable. If you put it like we saved the world together, all four of us. We can do it again. It's just a one Trod. We can open it. If we need money, I mastered Wayfair. And I don't mind using it.
I guess I'm confused what that has to do with this. You're saying you're
Money.
not. Huh?
If we need money, I can steal it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh well, we totally never would steal things. That's not something we do here.
no, stealing is wrong.
I mean,
I can go to some rich guy's house, get the stuff, and fuck off.
That
Easy
is
peasy.
wrong, William, and you should not do it.
What is wrong
That is
with you?
illegal.
and especially don't include me, so I can't plan a whole elaborate heist and get masks. William, I am not going to lie to you. You have just fulfilled several dreams of mine.
As for my point of view on this, I was just
do-
going to say, I insist that you must wear really, really awful T-shirts from Brooklyn while doing this because it is tradition now.
There's not a lot of things that I wouldn't do to keep this dream alive. And stealing money is among those things I would do. And I'm not
I can't believe I'm
proud
hearing
that
you
I
say
have
this.
to. I'm not proud of doing this. But if people are hungry and homeless when the winter is coming, well, it's just some better douchebag is just, but he's not buying a second car, I guess, this year.
I feel like William may have earned a new name. Robin Hood.
Another thing I was going to suggest is Amber, you're extremely talented in the summer, and there are a lot of new people who are hungry for, glamour.
We were actually just talking about that, setting up some sort of safe houses where I could, like a halfway house where I could cast something, so that way people could spend the night somewhere.
I am in love with you. Great.
This is news to me.
Well, then you really should be in love with all of us because it was definitely a shared idea.
She's the one who's casting Summer. When you cast Summer, I will be in love with you too.
Well, no, but I would be the one casting the healing if they're hurt.
Not quite Summer.
Excuse me?
We might think differently when we get injured and Misha's magic is keeping us alive, but I appreciate it, but you don't have to flatter me. I'm already your girlfriend.
I don't know.
It's not as if I've saved your butt a few times.
Dating? You're dating? Oh my god, I didn't know that.
I mean, I'm already, well, again, it's hard to tell since we're out of character, we're on voice right now. I was saying that to William.
The point is, we were actually going to look at it, making it more organized than just that. We were looking at trying to get a hold of back rooms in various businesses around this area, because we're the ones who might have a little space that we can squeeze some beds or something, and at least have a safe place. And then if someone needs, some extra protection, then we need to know who can do that, whether it's healing or a circle to protect them from someone in particular, or if it's glamour or food.
These houses.
No, we weren't going to rent places. We were going to take places within the businesses themselves.
Great.
And it sounds like there are some businesses that are closed down that we could procure for ourselves for
That's another good place to put them. Absolutely.
two birds, one stone.
Two
I
birds,
mean,
one
if-
stone. Once again,
If we set up like a trust or something that like actually owns those, like that's by a bunch of different changelings, then we could just hire a manager to handle all of it, and then we would just keep an eye on it from afar. We wouldn't all have to be involved, like on a
Okay.
daily basis.
as you guys can see, like this solving one problem is allowing us to do multiple things.
Misha looks like her brain is just like you can see the wheels turning because she's thinking about money now, and that's the one thing she's all about that, about
Misha
earning
can-
the money.
I think I have come to my last point. He takes a deep breath. It's about Sam.
Are you in love with them?
Are you thinking of violently disposing them?
Do you want to hug them?
He waits for Amber's, like he heard two questions, so he's waiting for Amber's question.
No, that pretty much covers the spectrum. There's nothing useful I can add to either of those.
Then I told Brooklyn to the Countess. She didn't laugh because she was not in a position to laugh. But my idea was to create a place, and I was hoping Amber to be the governess, to be quite honest.
Okay, OOC, a governess is a different thing than
Governor.
you just
okay.
just go with governor. Yeah, a governess
Okay.
is a different thing.
I was hoping she would be the governor. Didn't go the way I wanted. It's fine. I remained outside because I wanted to go other places and create rebellions there. I was being selfish, and I was being impatient. Then Sam impressed me by throwing Baron Isidore's what was the name of that? Baron Isidore's throne outside, saying that he won't have any throne, which was a cool idea. But that guy who threw the throne away and who talked to me about being a governor, or the person who talked to me, they is not around anymore. I talk with Sam, and Sam and Leon basically aren't. It's not working. Sadly, Sam is just too naive, and nobody is respecting him as a governor. And I tried many times to tell they, that them, right? My apologies.
We've been going with them because they've never said.
Yeah, but I was trying to tell them many times about how to lose your confidence, try to act more, because Sam is not just representing themselves. Sam is representing Brooklyn, 400 changelings. And when I talked with the guy who talked with Misha, he just said, like, that guy just said, like, if Sam makes another word, I will punch him. Now, I understand we're not supposed to be barons, but the position of leadership also requires respect, etiquette, and some sort of diplomatic understanding. Even though we didn't have any of those when we all together, all three, I think except Amber, we didn't have all of those in one body. You're learning. But I feel Sam just runs, and Sam is too confident about us. The word is not confident, my apologies. The word is used to us being around. I understand that Brooklyn is not just my dream anymore, but when I wanted to create this system, as you all know, like it was my idea. I wanted a governor who would lead the council members. Not the council wouldn't be in power, and we are in power right now because of Sam. Sam doesn't even say anything. Sam should have been the one who would go to talk with Leon about this.
Well, Leon's where the power's at.
Yeah, exactly. And Sam should have been the one to talk with Leon, not the council members, because Sam is the one who would make the decisions, and our job was basically to oversee those decisions. We're making decisions for Sam now. And no matter how much I talk with Sam, I can't get him to focus. He talks about how he was a cook, rather than the problems that I was trying to talk. He was trying to come there, but like it's so much to gather when he talks. And I don't think either Leon doesn't have a time, so they just don't get along. And Leon basically talks with us, and that's also makes us look weak. And I don't think.
Does it?
Yes, it does. And I don't think he should be the governor anymore.
But two things about that. Sorry, if you finish your thought about two things.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Thing the first. That's sort of the thing about democracy, is that people are voted in and out and then serve their terms unless they're impeached, which I don't know if we included some kind of impeachment process into our legislation. Cool. So then the second is that oftentimes, not sure if you've looked at I don't actually know who the president is, but like in this world, but just like if you look historically sort of at democratic systems, the person who is the president or the governor, they're often the figurehead who, yes, they have power and they're supposed to be the leader. But again, I don't know if you've looked at any of the speeches that the president's given. It doesn't even matter who they are. It's likely they're the ones that are there to visually give people someone to look towards, but it's 99% of the time they're not the ones making the actual decisions.
You're completely right, but what's going to happen when Queen Mab just, or Sebastian arrives here when we are not around here and bullies Sam around and makes him accept something that we don't want?
I don't think he'd have the courage to accept something without our approval.
Sam will take the shape of the room he's in.
But then also, if Mab says that we do something, we also don't have the power to say no to her.
It's true.
Like, we don't. That's not something that we can say no to.
Sam doesn't have the power to say no to anybody.
I don't think what William is trying to get here is the fact that while we may have the power to say no to Mab, Sam is unwilling to even try.
Exactly. And I put this impeachment process into our system. If the governor can be changed and there can be a new election.
What's the impeachment process? Could you refresh our memories?
Quite easy. We vote, and we basically state that this Sam is impeached. But I realize it would make us look extremely weak if we just impeach him immediately, especially before the meeting, or the Leon, the meeting. Pardon, especially before the said meeting with Leon. So I would recommend, to look good, we should talk with Sam and convince him that this will be better for Brooklyn.
Or we could talk to Sam about upping their game.
I was going to try to talk to him for a long time. I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
So usually when there's some sort of impeachment process in the democratic systems, there's a sort of trial and they have to be charged with something, right? It's not just like, oh, you don't have confidence or you're a pushover, or else there would be a lot of presidents that would have been impeached in the past. Has Sam committed some sort of not crime, but like something that we can prove? Because if it's like, oh, we don't like this person anymore, they're impeached, then who else is going to want to run for governor? It's like, if it's not going to look as stable if we can just
Yeah.
impeach someone for any reason. It has to
I-
have a specific clause.
I completely agree. That's why we should convince him to resign.
Well, and Hall is going to kind of right himself on where he's sitting instead of being sprawled out. And just, I don't foresee another problem there. We don't look weak if they get impeached. We don't look weak if they also resign as well, because then it cannot be translated into even the governor not having any confidence in this little project of ours. We're kind of stuck between two soft places here. What I guess what I'm not trying to elaborate on here is we shouldn't be looking for a third option.
I would like to say that even a celebrity takes 3 Cialis instead of 2. They say he had a heart attack.
Hall will actually nod at William with that one.
Okay, yeah, sorry. Misha's just staring at him when he starts talking about Cialis, like, WTF?
Basically, Misha, that the public opinion and the how you control the narrative is extremely important when you run a place like this. I did not expect 400 changelings to be around here, and I did not expected Sam to get bullied around. So that's why I say he needs to go. And there needs to be a new election immediately. He can state that he can't do this job anymore, and he resigns.
But again, then that doesn't translate we would lose control of the narrative. And in a situation like this, the narrative is more important than any individual. We aren't looking at long term here. If he stands down, then the other barons are essentially handed a bullet to shoot us with.
That's what I was thinking. Because, weak or not weak, Sam is the governor that was chosen by the people at this point. We were chosen by the people. So, and how long has it been? It's not even been a whole year even? And we're already wanting to get rid of them? Oh, yeah, okay, fine then. She would have said it's been like a month and you want to get rid of them already?
Yes,
Like,
people were not given a better option than Sam. There was a she and a Sam.
I'm just
saying,
saying.
No one was going to choose the she.
Fine, but my point being is that looks so unstable. That does not make us look good. What we might consider, and this is just an idea, but it's at least kind of a different option. Why don't we start looking for someone who would be better, or talk to Sam and see if he knows of someone that, or I'm sorry, if they know of anyone who might be appropriate, and sort of have them sort of start visibly, publicly teaching that person, and so that I know there'll be a vote, but if they clearly endorse somebody, then it won't look unstable.
There's already someone who's actually being the governor.
You aren't talking about you, are you?
No, I'm talking about Amber. She's the only one who's settling group therapy about learning public opinion. She has a bar. She's known. She may be a puka, but Leon's a puka as well. And I don't see any problem with someone being a puka.
Good to hear.
Basically, she not just do a good job about it. We all know that she cares. And he looks at Amber. Actually, he doesn't look at Amber because he kind of brought something big on her without telling her. So he says, as I said, I think Amber would do better.
I mean, Amber could do better, but I don't want Sam to feel terrible either. I like Sam.
Me too. That does not mean I didn't have a hard time dealing with him. He can't socialize, Misha. He doesn't want to go near people. Like, I did not notice that he had a social anxiety. How can you be a governor and have a social anxiety?
How did they get voted in then?
Because I didn't run, or Amber didn't run, or you didn't run for a governor, and it was my
Oh,
mistake.
that's not the place for me.
If no one wants to run, I can run for it, but I know you three probably don't want that.
Amber? We'd like to hear your opinion. At least I would like to hear your opinion on this. Because I think he's right. I think you would do a very good job at it.
I'm not against it. I'm flattered and humbled that that's something that you think that I could do with no previous government experience whatsoever.
You're
I think
smart.
that
You're the only one who has a leadership experience here. You were running a shop. Misha as well, but before her, you were doing it.
if it were to happen, I wouldn't want it to be some sort of. I mean, I could do that, internal shadowing of Sam, but I would still want an election.
Of course.
Of course.
And I wouldn't want you all to because I mean already I'm part of the council. I would have an upper hand already, so I wouldn't want you all to endorse me. I would want you all to sort of abstain from endorsing anyone for that election.
Out of curiosity, does Amber looks taken back by William in his comments? He is curious, so he is looking, and he's like kind of like how do I say, shy?
Let me. I don't have her character sheet pulled up. We could roll to see.
I was gonna say Misha's not overly empathetic. I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, let me get her character sheet pulled up.
Oh God.
We've rolled in this game before, right? How did we do this?
Isn't it just the /R?
It's /roll, but then there's like a difficulty thing, right? There's a way to. I did this before.
You do / then there's like a section opens in the dice roller one. You press dice pool, and then you say like how many dice you have, 45 or whatever.
D5s are very common.
40, 10. And then tab, the difficulty is 6. And I'm going to send a willpower because I can.
I did that, and it was like at the difficulty.
Yeah.
What is this, Minip sub?
If you're rolling Minip sub, then yes.
Okay, cool. So I think it's just diff 6. I don't think I have anything special.
Minip sub is what he would be rolling. That's not what you would be rolling, I don't think.
No, I am. Oh, see, I am trying to see if Amber's angry with William.
No, that is not it. That's what I did before, and it worked.
Look
Okay.
at this dude thinking Discord bots will work the same way twice.
I know, right?
I have 4 successes, but I can explain. Basically, you're rolling like you're doing /, then choosing dice roll.
Dice roll. Oh, I see. So pool, so 6.
You press 6, tab, difficulty 6, and enter.
Okay, so it's automatically a D10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Is that? Yeah. So it's not anger. You actually see anxiety.
Okay.
Is what you would see. It looks similar to how you kind of saw her look back when we all had those nightmares, and she would have flashes back to a previous relationship, and she would be like, making drinks to try and please, was like calling you a different name, like making like drinks, making mint juleps for you, and being very scared that you were angry with her. It is that kind of anxiety.
if she is like sitting close to William, like under the table, he will try to hold her hand.
Yeah, she'll let that happen. She just takes a breath.
As I said, I'm not saying I should run. I would run if someone said you would do a good job. I I think everyone knows here my nightmares from the nightmare and my night from the nightmare days. That's why I have hesitations about putting myself forward.
I do think you're capable of it, William. It's not that I don't think that. I just think that Ember would be someone that more people might, because you're so clearly on one side of the issues, where not everybody is necessarily so far as you are. I think she could get more popular vote than you.
Look at him now, doesn't say anything.
Misha does look a little bit like anxious, not so much anxious, just a little bit like, I hope I didn't say that wrong. You know, that look of, oh, was that an oops? But she was also just trying to be honest, which is, probably rare as well.
This is something to. This is the thing that we have time to think about and to consider. This isn't something that it sounds like we want to have done or even mostly done by the time of the meeting. So
I wish I would say I agree, but what if like how we're going to represent a governor to a meeting where that they are expected to socialize and they have a social anxiety.
this isn't something to rush.
I can't remove that. I mean,
I-
it doesn't come with the caveat of also not removing every single one of their emotions they may be feeling at the time, but I can remove that anxiety, at least temporarily.
Well, that definitely sounds positive.
It's not, but it doesn't work.
I feel
There are crows tapping on the window.
there's a crow tapping on the window. Exactly. Carol's saying something. Let's go.
Yeah, crows are tapping on the window.
Yeah, let's go open that window.
I think you should write in a live notes from the SD.
Yeah, go on.
As he's doing that, this isn't something that an exchange of power is not something to rush.
We cannot bring insecurity down. Like, we can't. We need to make sure that everybody knows that this is stable. This is not going to change. I think that's the most important thing in this whole mess. We need people to feel safe here.
In order to do that, a slow, peaceful transition of power is needed. We can't, again, if things rush, then that's when mistakes will happen. Things will get missed. People will feel shocked and will no longer feel safe.
Both of you can see William actually completely disagrees with certain things, but he doesn't say anything. Which is a rare thing that happens, but he does. He shuts his mouth.
We haven't been doing this long enough, I don't think, for us to be able to just change over without.
Do
I
you
don't know
know?
how to say it. It's only been a month.
Yeah. Do you know what Sam told me when I told him about the problems?
I'm hoping you'll share.
Yeah. I told him that there are problems, and I said that Sebastian is, doing this. He's raising the prices to basically fuck us over. And he says, I don't think he means something bad.
That just tells you something about the fact that he is clearly not very good at politics.
No, that tells him that he's naive. And there was no place for being naive in politics. We come too far because here's the thing. These hate messages that I receive, they're going to be more if we continue to look weak. Like I understand that there is a problem with trying to look strong because then you forget yourself. But at the same time, if we look weak, we will have more problems because then they will think that outsiders will think that they can get away with things. What we achieved here is the biggest fuck you that has ever happened in this kingdom, all over America. And they don't want this fuck you. They want us to fail, and they will make sure we fail. So it's not. It's to me after that meeting I had with Sam, that walk I had, like he didn't even say anything in the dreaming when I try to pull him and say, let's go, we need to solve this problem, Sam, let's go, like help me. And I told him, like, you have soothsay, right? And he's like, yeah, when people have something missing I go and find. And like then I told him, like, why you haven't looked for the trods, like you should know these things. And no initiative, nothing.
I
And we
don't
will die if we fail. It's that simple. I don't want any of you to die.
listen. We're not trying to do nothing. We just can't jump into something like this without working through it and trying to make sure it's the best thing for the people. This is bigger than just
Our oaths says that we do what is best for the people. If Sam is not best for the people, then our job is to change him.
yes, but it's also bad for the people if it creates instability and chaos and people getting, stressing out over things when we're just getting to the point that we're starting to be able to create a safe place for them.
He's not the one who's doing those things. It's you and I and Amber and Hall.
I know that. But Sam is part of the image. There's no changing that at this point.
I don't think he is. Like, don't get me wrong. I really don't think he is. People, people are afraid to meet with me. They meet with you. Hall is getting a lot of unseelie individuals to meet with him. Amber is meeting with people, mostly Sealy, but she is meeting with people. All of us are doing something here, Misha. People,
More than. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, people are like respecting, in a way. Like when they talk to us, they do yell because they're frustrated and they're scared.
Sure.
Like they like we kind of entered this place with ideas because you know we wanted to do something. We didn't want to just have Maxines all over again. We didn't want to have our friends die. So we said, fuck this shit. And we put our hands on the table, we smacked the table and created something new. But as most new things, we are excited and we are not ready. Probably we would have never been ready, but now we have we made a mistake by putting him in. That's what I believe, and I think it's better to clear that mistake as soon as possible.
Fine, as soon as possible, but we have to do it with care.
It may not matter if we do it with care at all. And Hall will, at that point, toss the note and the chain and seeds onto whatever closest surface is to everyone. We've got a mole.
Who?
Okay.
I'm not entirely.
Look at
I am entirely sure who it is yet, but and Hall will motion to the literal bird on his shoulder. Little birdies aren't whispering in my ears already.
Misha's gonna look at the note because she was already curious anyway. Actually, it might not be a mole. It looks like it's a jackal.
It's as
A
he
lot
like
of animals
Williams tries to look at the note. Watch,
Yeah,
of
no.
course there were. This is obvious. Yeah, that's good. But I expected this. Yeah,
I to be fair, so did I.
it's obvious. They will of course send people to watch, but like we're not doing anything secret anyway.
Hmm.
You know, the people except what we were just talking about. But like, he laughs. But still,
I mean, as far as
we're
I'm
not doing.
concerned, let them keep an eye on us. We just don't want them to be a spy that turns on us and tries to ruin something.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We always knew we were going to be on the other leaders' radar.
I mean, we already have people at Sebastian's court, right? From when he like accepted, like I accept all the nobles, and Hall just sends spies.
Still, I completely like the idea of other eyes in my business.
I
All I'm
mean,
saying is,
you're kind of put your eyes on other people's business anyways. You should be kind of used to the idea. And that means you should also know what it takes to keep them out of your business.
and also why I don't know what must be done in order to keep playing the game.
Right.
Yeah,
It's good to
Hall's
be
going to look
watched.
very pointedly at everyone. It should be clear what his intentions with this spy is.
It's good to be watched sometimes. I
Oh,
would say that allow this person to watch you, so you can misinform.
well, you have to know who it is first.
Exactly. I don't have a doubt that Hall will find that person. It's quite obvious. He has soothsay. He will find it. It's
Oh, I don't have more reliable things than Soothsay.
okay.
Right. Well, did anybody notice that capital J on Jackal? Are there any Jackal Puga around here that have just shown up?
Probably.
Just thought I'd mention it.
Everyone can make a dice roll, it looks like.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, I haven't been watching over there.
I have 4 successes.
3.
Sorry, I don't even have my sheet up because you guys have been rolling and I haven't yet.
That's fine.
Give me a minute. I'll get there. Perception kenning. Come on. All right. It is. Sorry, guys. Perception and what is my kenning? This is definitely not my other character. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that up.
Sorry, I'm doing it now. I'm just trying to get to the right place to do it.
Why must every dice roller have different?
I know, that's exactly why I'm looking at it like, huh?
guys. Plus slash. When you put a slash, there's a dice roll. Okay? Click on the dice roll. Write how many dice you have for this roll. Like if you have 6 dice, just write 6.
That's what I already did, actually. I'm just waiting for it now.
No, you didn't. There's no.
I know, it's not doing what I want it to do.
Okay. Just wait. Slash dice roll. Write your dice pool. Press tab, and then write the difficulty, which is 6.
And I did that actually, so that's lovely.
Should I roll for you then?
No, you should not.
Oh, okay. I get it
The
now.
problem is that when I hit
don't get
enter, it wasn't taking it. Oh, look at that kind of success, guys. May have noticed a thing. May have noticed a thing.
Perhaps.
So 4 for William, 3 for Amber, 5 for Misha, and a failure for Hall.
Paul's more concerned on the note, I think.
I'm not going to deny. I had an idea when it came down to those seeds, but I didn't want to. I wasn't sure it was a good idea, so she never said it. So I'm trying to find that. Where's that place? There it is.
You can roll again, it seems. It's plus
Yeah,
5.
that's 7 deaths.
I mean, it could become an
Hey!
It's 1 success.
it's something, I guess.
I completely forgot kenning was a thing when I was spending my XP. Can you tell?
I'm just saying, Misha has a thing that could, in theory, really make things sprout. Just saying. That's what I was thinking. Was spring.
I mean, I think it would just depend on how many
It depends on what.
seeds there are.
Well, it said they were dandelion.
Yeah.
They're just seeds, but they're also magic seeds, I guess. So, seeds of discontent.
I mean, that would be in character for Changeling.
Would be in character for Misha too. What am I sowing? The seeds of discontent. Trickster, of course.
Int Greymare. Good. Excellent. My best. My best roll. Let's
Yeah.
go.
I'm just waiting to see if there's anything for 5 successes.
I think I have Int Kramer, right? I need to roll for Int Kramer. No, I had 4 successes. So, yeah. Magic does not read as malicious nor benevolent, but rather something in flux.
It's wild.
And it's
Like a wild card.
No, I fail.
I'll try in a second. I just wanted to see the rest.
No successes. Very sad.
Let me roll for it as well. I don't even know if I even have a fucking Kramer.
I should have something, though not much. 1! I have 1 Grimaire. Power roll. Legends 3. Oh god. Misha's
Oh God.
just. Oh my god! I'm gonna make that roll now. Thank you very much. Oh my god, this could be complete disaster, guys.
These seeds have magic in them that resonates as more pure than anything in the autumn world. Almost something like there was something experienced.
Basically,
Whether
it's
in the
something that Misha
battlefield of
would love to
mind,
do. This totally sounds like something Misha would be like, I'm doing it. Okay, let's pray. I got 1 success.
William is like,
Yeah, you don't get the 5 one, I don't think, do you?
no, he gets something, and he says,
So I'm trying to get back to
Loki is associated with dandelions.
Oh, that
I
sounds
got dibs.
fun.
I got dibs.
No,
I'm calling it
no.
right now.
No,
did
no,
anyone ask
there are no
for
dibs.
Pertinacial assistance?
I got
I-
dibs on fucking Loki, guys.
I am totally fucking him with you, Amber.
I called
And
dibs first.
no.
I think we are all remembering whose seeds they are.
Oh, I mean, they're yours, yes. But at the same time, Misha's the only one who knows that. And she hasn't said it yet.
I can seed anyone I want whole.
I am totally stepping on your love life here. Whatever you two don't do is completely my business.
What we don't do is just there's not a lot of
William?
options there.
William? Shush.
I don't. Did she tell what 1 success was yet?
No,
I just don't.
she may
okay.
PM you from Discord.
She might. I'm waiting.
So William is just like, oh god, I don't. Oh, this is the last thing I fucking needed is a Norse god. Okay, but I'm happy.
Yeah,
Moving
Misha
on.
just seems enchanted almost by it. She's not really enchanted, but you might take it that way. She's just over that she like walks up to them, and she like has a hand hovering over them, but not actually touching, and she's just staring at them like intently.
I don't know, man. They seem fun, but like, nothing crazy.
Well-
Something. I feel like there was a jackal puka. I remember that.
There wasn't there?
There was. I don't remember anything specifically about them, but I know that they existed.
Should I PM? Oh, there are. Maybe that's what that is. I don't know. Sorry. Okay. I got what I got. All right. So, yeah, Misha's just staring down at these things. I mean, they're seeds. They're magical, sure, and clearly everybody's caught that.
Uh-oh. Oh, they've got a headbutt for dominance.
Oh my god. Listen, again, I got dibs. I called dibs first.
I don't know. Do you have the spring to try to make them grow?
My horns are bigger.
Oh my god, they are going to start headbutting for dominance.
Please do.
I will.
Okay. So,
Hold on.
all right. Misha's just looking over this thing, and she's like, and you already said the Loki out loud, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, yeah, I think you're right. But
Can you say it again? Can you say it again?
no, she didn't even finish. She just said, yeah, I think you're right, but, and then you interrupted.
Yeah,
He just wanted to hear you say that. That he's right again.
Can you say it again? Can you say it again?
No, I cannot. No, so she's just like, well, let's just say that this would be a very fun thing to play with.
At that
Yes,
point,
yes, it would be. I agree with you.
Ah, damn it. All right,
Darn it.
you
I was
say
hoping
that,
I
and
had.
I'm looking
I
at,
was
and, I,
hoping.
and I'm looking at my unseelie fool legacy here.
That's what I was trying to find was my legacies, and I was hoping I found curiosity because if so, I was going to do the thing.
I
All
have
will open the
curiosity. Give it to me.
But you
Oh,
don't
or
have
Amber
spring.
can. Fuck it, everyone opens the bottle. All right, I think we should decide who is opening the bottle. So if Amber has it and you have curiosity, go ahead and do it. Because
Hell
otherwise, as soon as
yes.
it said that it's fun, Hall will try to.
Hell yes, Amber, absolutely. I'm not even gonna roll because you said
Let's face it.
Loki.
We're a bunch of idiots. Clearly, this is going to happen at some point.
Yep, Amber opens the bottle.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up
Good decision.
my information on spring actually, just to make sure I have that stuff.
Amber's uncorking the genie.
Well, yeah, so I might need to like.
Yes. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I will say Hall is standing very close at hand because it was said that this might be fun.
Yeah, Misha, because she didn't tell you what the rest of what she knows. There's a bit of chaos god in her as well.
Yes.
This is a room of unseelies and pukas.
I
I
am
think
not
we're all
unseelie.
standing on that little tiptoe of chaos.
I am not an unseelie. I am a seelie troll who defends the unseelie code as a dumbass. And I am perfectly not a chaotic individual. Only a orderly individual, but in a different manner. And he is scared.
We should all be scared, but none of us are. That's the problem here.
Listen. Somebody put a shiny thing into a literal crow's hand, and somebody said, "This will be fun." And there are two trickster fairies here. This should have been the predicted outcome.
Who knows that's some reservation?
William was like holding Amber's hand, and Amber's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna open it," and he just like pulls his paper on from the table, and he with one eye he's watching, with the other eye he's taking notes about like what to do because he knows it's gonna blow in our face,
Like-
and he still wants to continue with the plans.
Like
So he's just like watching.
I'm just trying to get my changeling book open. That's all.
Like, no joke, I don't know about Amber, but Hall's eyes are like dilated. He is so interested in
Oh,
this.
yep. Yep. As soon as you said Loki, Amber was like, "Oh, hello."
Misha's like digging in her pocket for. She has some seeds. I think it said in her backpack. She's like opened up her backpack and she's like rummaging in there for stuff.
Let me show you guys Loki's normal autumn world meme. Okay.
Oh, did you get an extra picture?
Yes, I did.
Excellent.
On chat.
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. Yep, that's
Hell
definitely.
yeah.
God.
All right, you need to let Carol in.
Oh shit,
Listen.
she's here.
This is the group of people that if a golden apple was rolled in here and it said "to the fairest," they would just eat the apple.
Yep.
Oh, I do love a good Eris reference. Hello, everybody. So as Amber, the fox, reaches for these seeds with their connotations of Loki, the first thing that happens seems to be a quiet, cool stillness that kind of emits from the glass ahead of time. It's a cool breeze. And then it gets colder, icier. And this is going to resonate probably with Hall first. And the first seed starts to sort of just rise of its own volition out of the bottle on this icy breeze. And as it does so, it fills the room with almost just unbearable, but definitely uncomfortable cold. And it explodes into thousands of dandelion seeds that just scatter throughout the room.
Well, there goes the mail.
Funny, because there's not a whole lot left to the mail that it lands on. It sort of mulches the mail because that's where dandelion plants start to emit or start to like sprout out from immediately. Hall, you didn't mention if you closed the window when the crow was tapping.
The window might still be open, yes.
Okay, good, good, good. Because a lot of these seeds are going to head out that way right away into the city.
Good.
The next thing that happens is the air starts to warm, and there's almost like a crackling sound as the ice is slowly broken from underneath, as a more like springtime cool breeze begins to sort of waft through the room. And you can feel yourselves feeling that sort of extreme seasonal change happening in such like rapid succession. But the dandelions start growing even faster and then turning into the little seed poofs of their own. The next seed rises with the heat of summer, and you can feel the sort of hot humidity sort of like filling the air, and with it a warm summer breeze. It smells a bit of the sea, Misha. That would resonate most with you, I think. And so that sea summer breeze just scatters more and more of the seeds. So there's almost a haze of this insane weed chaos that's just sort of dancing throughout the room. And finally, the autumnal seed rises from this little glass bottle. And with it, the plants begin to wither, and there's just the sort of remnants of what had been as the seeds, the last of those dandelion puffs, join in that haze that's starting to like float through the window and out to New York. And there's this sort of like it's a laughter, but it isn't a malicious laughter. And everybody feels that they have been, I don't want to say cast upon, because that definitely has some ominous tones, but blessing. Well, what is a blessing from a trickster? Especially one whose magic is certainly well out of the realm of the norm. But what everybody feels is that they have been bumped by a single point um, of a single seasonal art. So, this
So I'm
is
going to
a
Spring 6?
no. There's no such thing as spring 6. You
But
pick
there
one
not
of the
yet.
other seasons.
This is Loki. It totally could be a big 6.
Summer 6. Summer 6.
I am
It's not
literally
gonna-
the only one who didn't have any art in seasonal.
And now
among the
you have
group.
one.
Now I have one. I need to choose one.
It needs to be autumn, right?
The most fucking useless one. Like
Legally, it needs to be autumn.
it needs to be the autumn. Yes.
So everybody gets 1 point in a seasonal art, but also everyone gain intolerance house Azen.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
It's
Sounds
something
fun.
I already had.
Well, I don't know.
That was
I
just
thought
an
it-
intolerance house in general.
it and when you meet members of House Azen, you will have to roll because you can feel it's not a passive intolerance, by the way, that is settled in you. It's this feeling of betrayal. Those of you who are familiar with the house and their tendency to sort of feel like they just kind of own their commoners. That's really where it's stemming from, since everyone in the room is of commoner stock. Um, but it's this deep sense of betrayal from that house specifically. They are definitely going to be the cause of some problems for this group, and your willingness to accept it in even a passing moment is now non-existent. For the trickster kits that are, the actual trickster kits, the puka,
Yes.
This is going to manifest as an increase in the desire for mischief as well. Because, a special bump to those actually associated with, I know Hall he's a crow, right? Not a raven.
He's a crow, yeah.
Yeah, but it's a close enough association to Hugin and Moonin. And Fox herself with the gender fluid god of mischief. There will be the desire to engage in more acts of mischief. And so at least once a month, I will be posting a sort of like challenge to that desire, and however it's manifested will result in something, and I'll let you guys know how that unfolds when it unfolds. But you definitely do feel your impishness sort of increase dramatically within you.
Excellent.
Excellent.
And I think that's really all I had. The seeds eventually do all clear out of the room. With them, you kind of see that like a figure. It is very much that shape of the individual I shared in the chat. But it's in the seeds, and it's like that, almost like that magic eye effect, where you're like looking at it and you think you see the shape, but if you try and focus on it specifically, it just kind of disperses into the seeds as they go out the window.
Can I gather some of the seeds before they all disappear?
I mean, they're just planting themselves all around New York.
That's fine,
They're
but
there.
I mean, or that's fine. Yeah. So then she'll just gather some of the plants because she's going to take that and put that next to her man-eating plant back at that she has growing back at the freehold.
Oh, there's gonna be some there already.
That's okay. She'll take some herself. They'll know. He'll know
Okay.
that she actually chose to have it.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, there's also going to be just a plush of dandelions throughout all of New York where it's not even just where there's grass, because dandelions do not care. They will grow through concrete. So there's that. But that's really just more flavor text that there is now an abundance of dandelions in New York City. Just letting you know who your patron deity is at the moment is, I guess.
Can I fuck them?
What, the dandelions? I mean, I'm
No,
not here to
the
get your
patron
yum.
deity.
I mean,
I don't
If you're
think they're
dedicated
going to
enough.
say no. They're probably going to be fine with that.
I mean, it's Lokisa, probably, but we'll get to that when you cross something more corporeal than dandelion seeds.
Listen, city folk make do.
Who needs the corporeal?
Exactly. You're just limiting yourself.
Oh my goodness. I love your chaos. Embrace it. And yeah, if there's any questions, let me know. I'll let you guys roll while I'm here. I see so many pictures popping up on Amachan's little screen.
Yeah, clearly.
It's
There's
William.
the image of the crow killing the Pope's dove.
Yeah.
It's literally William. Like all of those things are William right now.
I think Amber's like, actually, I just remembered I have something to do. I'll see you guys later. I need to leave and go do some things.
Got a sudden intense urge for gardening.
Yeah.
So we're done?
I'm done. You guys can continue on.
No, that's what William says in character. He's like, so we're done?
Are we denying this if anyone asks any questions?
No.
I feel like-
No. Yeah, Hall's kind of jittery right now. He's looking at that open and looking.
I think we need to be done, yeah. That seems to be right, William.
Okay.
Yeah.
See if I have a better picture for Wherever you guys keep.
Misha kind of
Yes.
wants to go play with the dot of a season that she just got.
Out of curiosity, does anyone has autumn here?
No.
No.
It's literally the useless of arts, the most useless one.
I didn't even choose based on how useful it was. I chose based on the fact that she was just like she already has all the spring. Like she can't get spring 6, unfortunately. So since she was just the ocean breeze and that whole thing, like that would have caught her instantly. And so summer it is.
Like the only problem I have,
Tier 5.
autumn doesn't fit William at all. So I will.
Well, then don't pick
accept
something
it.
else.
I will.
I just went with
Winter
what
five.
felt right.
Gonna go Rip Van Winkle some motherfucker.
Okay, and then like everyone says, I think we're done. William looks at Amber. I guess you're leaving.
Oh, no, she says halfway out the door.
Okay, see you later.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, Hall will take the crow off his shoulder, set it down on a table, just kind of point at it to stay, and then leave through said open window.
You like just dive through like how do you?
Oh, he sits on the windowsill, puts the bird down, and then just kind of falls backwards out of it.
Good, excellent.
Misha will, just to be safe, to make sure the magic worked, will go look out the window, make sure there's not a splatted hole on the ground.
There is no man on the ground.
Good enough.
There is the form of a blackbird darting between buildings, though.
And Misha is sitting there with William. Nice. So, I think it might be a good time to, I don't know. I think I might go for a swim.
Have fun.
You want to go swimming?
No, I will remain here. If anyone wants to come, they can talk to me. I don't know.
Okay,
but
just
still,
if-
someone needs to
well,
be
if
here.
any-
You have fun.
well, if someone shows up for me, tell them that I'll be in tomorrow.
They aren't listening. They just leave, and they see me.
Who? They who?
Everyone.
I'm confused. Okay, I guess everyone's pretty much leaving. Just looking for the nearest water source, and I guess that's it.
William has seen the Puka's leaving and then the Misha leaving. He goes to his room and just waits for people. Like he actually goes to entrance and waits for people to if they have any questions to ask. But probably they will just leave when they see him. But he is answering questions. I think that's the moment we will end our scene.
Yes, with William attempting to be the mature one.
Okay, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time.